In this lesson, we will solve inequalities by graphing. Let's start with the graphical interpretation of equations. Suppose f and g are functions. The solutions to f of x equals g of x are the x values where the graphs of y equals f of x and y equals g of x intersect. Here we have a red graph, y equals f of x, and a blue graph, y equals g of x. These two graphs intersect at the points -2, 1/2 and 2, 1/2. The solution to the equation f of x equals g of x will be the x values of these points, where x equals -2 or x equals 2. The graphical interpretation of inequalities. The solution to f of x less than g of x is a set of x values where the graph of y equals f of x is below the graph of y equals g of x. Here we have our red graph, y equals f of x, and our blue graph, y equals g of x. F of x is below g of x from x equals -2 to x equals 2. Giving us a solution of -2 less than x less than 2. Notice we don't include -2 and 2 in our solution. We have strictly less than here. And we can write our solution as the open interval from -2 to 2. The solution to f of x greater than g of x is the set of x values where the graph of y equals f of x is above the graph of y equals g of x. In our graphs, our red graph f of x and our blue graph g of x here, we can look at where f of x is above g of x, seeing that this happens in two different places, to the left of x equals -2 and to the right of x equals 2. We can write our solution in interval notation here. X less than -2 is the open interval from -infinity to -2 union. X greater than 2 is the open interval from 2 to infinity. Solve the inequality. Absolute value of 3 minus x plus 2 is less than or equal to 4. Let's start by isolating the absolute value, which will give me absolute value of 3 minus x is less than or equal to 2. I will rename absolute value of 3 minus x as f of x and let g of x equal 2. We're now looking for where f of x is less than or equal to g of x. And I will graph both of these. F of x I will graph in red, and g of x I will graph in blue. So just like we've been doing, we'll look where f of x is less than or equal to g of x this time. So with the equal sign, we do want to include x equals 1 and x equals 5, and the less than will mean that I want to include x values between 1 and 5. 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 5 can be written as the closed interval from 1 to 5. Try on your own. Solve the inequality. Absolute value of 3x plus 2 is greater than -1.